On the House floor. Let's go now to Julia Manchester, national politics reporter with our partners at The Hill. Julia, obviously, we're all seeing this unfold in real time. We know that, Jordan has to convince more of his own party to flip than, Kevin McCarthy did on his first round. Is this even winnable at this point for Representative Jordan?
Yeah, Nicole, it's a very good question because you have Jordan's numbers seemingly deteriorating with this second round of voting, but you also have the clock working against him. Look, the world is literally watching the United States right now as we see the Middle East really seeming to be on a precipice right now with the conflict between Israel and Hamas. And then, of course, on the state side, you have a looming government shutdown. So it's starting to get to the point, and I think it was at this point probably before this vote or this week. But I think there's a lot of frustration as to, okay, we need to figure out at least a temporary solution here, maybe in the form of giving some temporary powers to Patrick McHenry so we can deal with the situation at hand. But, in terms of Jordan, look, it's not looking great for him. And I think we're getting to the point where I think a lot of members are going to start asking, is this a waste of time? Do we move on?
Absolutely. And Julia, I do want to talk to you in a little bit, about potentially expanding those powers for McHenry. But first, what we're seeing play out right now in the House, what does it say about the importance of building relationships in Washington? Because we know, Kevin McCarthy, who was ousted, he is such a lawmaker focused on building those relationships. Maybe not the case for Jordan.
Yeah, look, I think this, first of all, I think right now, this day, this time period we're living in here in Washington, it's difficult no matter how many relationships you have or what kind of relationships you have. It's difficult to get to a consensus because you have a lot of these members who are beholden to their very conservative bases. And this also applies to the other side of the aisle, their very liberal bases and donors and other influencers that are essentially sort of dictating or playing a role in how these lawmakers cast their vote, whether it's in a speakership election or on legislation. But for Jim Jordan in particular, there has been concern by, Republicans and also Democrats that he didn't reach out in the past to, other Republicans or other Democrats to build those same relationships that past speakers like John Boehner, Paul Ryan, Nancy Pelosi might have done. Jim Jordan has been seen over the past number of years as a conservative firebrand. He's not very well known nationally. Of course, he's well known nationally to your Fox, your conservative cable news viewer on some of these right-leaning networks, particularly on a Newsmax or a Fox News, for example. However, he, in terms of the mainstream and cutting across party lines and even cutting across moderate Republican lines to more conservative Republican lines, he's not, hasn't built those same kind of relationships. So we've seen this mad scramble by him and his team within the past week or so, or 2 weeks, to start, building that coalition, or at least try to. And it seems like it might be too late.
Yeah, it may be, because I wanted to ask you about bipartisanship. But, obviously you have to have unity from within your own party. Julia, Joe touched on this a bit. I know right now things are kind of up in the air, but what is likely to happen now?
Look, Joe's absolutely right. Things are up in the air. We could see this go to another round of voting, but that would seem, I think, like Groundhog Day or deja vu to a lot of us who covered the first speaker vote with Kevin McCarthy this year in January. I think that took 15 rounds of voting. But like I said, we're at a point where the stakes are a bit higher this time with the situation in the Middle East and a government shutdown. So in terms of what happens next, I think there's two things to look at. We need to look at, what do they do for the long term? How are they going to pick a long-term speaker? Will there be any other names that emerge? Will we see sort of a recalibrating of Jordan's strategies? That's one thing to watch. And then another thing, the second thing, is to see what happens with Patrick McHenry. Does he get more temporary powers to maybe be able to essentially sign off on funding that could go through the House to the Senate or into Ukraine or Israel. Are there short-term fixes to that? We'll have to see. But right now, things are absolutely up in the air.
All right. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.